Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PC review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at MDK 2, which if you've never played it before, it's basically an action game. At the start here you just simply get the usual new game, load game options, play, movie, view credits and that. From the options you can do the usual controls and that. Before you start the game you can set up like graphic options and things depending on how well you're able to run the game, so standard PC stuff really. If you never played the first game, then basically the second one is a lot different. The first one was just mainly a lot of action and you just played as one character and that. And the bit that's just about to start here where you're free falling, the whole point was that you avoided the lasers to see how much health you had to start the level with, and you got to collect weapons. Now they've kind of mixed it up completely and there's more than one character, and this free falling bit here, basically if you get shot then that's it, you die. So controls are pretty simple. You just use the keys that you set to like move around, obviously, or you can use the mouse if you want to, and the whole point is, as I say, just avoid these things, and if you get shot then that's it, you have to start again. If you don't get shot and you manage to avoid them, then you start the level off. At the end of every level there's a boss, but for now I'm just going to cut into the level. So anyway, as I was saying, at the end of every level there's a boss. There's basically 10 levels overall, and there's multiple endings because, as I say, there's 3 characters, so beating the game with all 3 characters gives you different endings. There's basically this guy here who's Kurt. He can get all sorts of zany weapons like the super chain gun, because you start with a standard chain gun anyway. The bottom right's basically your health just before going any further. You can get things like the black hole grenade, a laser, super laser and stuff like that. You can also get some normal weapons like grenades and that. So that's pretty much Kurt for the most part. Obviously you can do this pretty cool jump here as well with a parachute and that. Then you've got Max, the 4-armed dog. He's basically got more sensible weapons. He's got things like an Uzi, a shotgun, Gatling gun, things like that. Then you've got Dr. Hawkins, who's basically, well, he manages to somehow use bread. All sorts of different breads really, like proper loaves, pumpernickel and baguettes and that, and there is weapons, like things like homing missiles and lasers and stuff like that, from bread. So the game's very odd, in case you haven't guessed it by now. You can also get these really cool dummy decoys, which basically you throw them and hopefully it tricks the enemies when they are fully set up running around, and basically they'll fire at that so you can just kill them. You can also get some cool cloaking devices and that as well. But for the most part you're just going to be running around, like basically running around, blowing the hell out of all the enemies on the screen and trying to find a way to solve the puzzles, because it's just standard puzzles really, like finding out what to shoot, where and when and that to like advance to the next level and things. Because the sniper helmet makes a return. It's one of the most infamous things about the game. Basically, instead of having a sniper rifle, it's actually a sniper helmet. And you've got a camera to show you where the bullets are going, so that's pretty cool. And you've got all sorts of zany ammunition with that as well, like homing rounds and mortars and things like that. I know a lot of people don't particularly like the second one as much, and I can possibly see where they're coming from, but I personally think that the second one has got a load of things that make it a little bit better than the first one, at the same time as having a few things that make it not as good. For example, they've improved the controls, they're much more responsive and they work a hell of a lot better, and it's just a hell of a lot better to play because of that. There's a lot more music in the game, and the music is a lot better as well, I think. I know music is an opinionated thing. Obviously they've updated the graphics, but of course they're going to have done that because, well, it's a newer game. And just other little things like that when you're playing the game you'll notice little changes if obviously you've played the first one. But there's pretty much nothing left to see other than that if you enjoyed the first one, or to be fair, if you've even played the first one, if you've never played any of them, obviously start with the first one. If you have played the first one and you enjoyed it, then personally I think you could do a lot worse. I've played some sequels that really are just atrocious, so as I say, you could do a hell of a lot worse than this, and you might end up liking this one a lot more than the first one, because as I say, there are some things about it that really do make it stand out a bit. Well, that's everything I've got to say. But if you're sitting there watching this, thinking that you'd love to get your hands on this game, but you can't find it anywhere, or maybe you used to own it and you're having the same problem that you can't find it anywhere because you want it back, or maybe you've been able to find it, but you can't actually run it on your system because it's too powerful. If so, then get yourselves over to GOG.com. They've got a fantastic range of games, that are all XP and Vista compatible, and the best part is there's no DRM, something that they're proud to advertise on the front page of their site. There's also forums where you can go and ask for help or just chat about your old favourites, and if there's a game you're looking for that they don't have, then add it to the wish list so that one day it might be added.